Okay, we're live. For anyone watching online, we also have Amber on the phone. She's not here in person, but you can get us started until Sandy gets here.
We will call this meeting to order.
All right, yeah. 5:05. Roll call. Lakeisha Bradley in person. Sorry. Uzziah Hutchinson. Jackie Lauer.
Here.
Katie Luger.
Here.
Sandy Muchler will be here shortly. Dee Reed.
Here.
Justin Sears said he was going to join on the phone, but has not yet. So if he gets here, I'll change it. Dana.
Here.
And Amber.
Here virtually.
Perfect. The roll has been called.
All right, can we get a motion to approve? Did we have a chance to read the minutes from August? Can I get a motion to approve those minutes?
Make a motion to approve the August minutes.
Can we get a second? Second. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Same sign, anybody opposed? Anybody want correction in the minutes? Nobody, 1, 2, 3, done. Minutes are approved. Okay, director's report.
All right. So events and meetings are a little bit shorter. I was gone for a week. I went to Spain. So
How was it?
it was great. It was really cool. I went, my dad's 65th birthday kind of got postponed from January. He'd had like a little health issue then. So we went and saw the bike race, the Tour de France of Spain. It's obviously not the Tour de France. It's called La Vuelta. And it was really cool. We like went up in the mountains. I drove the rental car all over Spain,
Oh, wow.
which was fun.
Good Barcelona.
No, we went to Bilbao and San Sebastian, both in the Basque country, and then
Which is San
Oviedo in Astoria. That's where we like saw the biking in the mountains. And I left the rental car just kind of on the side of a mountain and was like, well, I hope it's here when we get back. And it was. So, no charge from Hertz. Sometimes you got to take a risk in life. Anyway, it was great. So I appreciate everybody's patience. As the other thing that happened was my phone, I don't know, there's some sort of IT issue where I got locked out of my voicemail. So if you did call me, there wasn't an out of office voicemail because I tried to set it like at 4:50 p.m. on Friday before I left because I was like, oh, I don't want to accidentally set it too early. And then I got locked out of my voicemail. So maybe it wasn't me. I was typing in the right password, I swear. But we, had the chamber dinner, and I thank everybody for coming, of course, to support me. That was very nice. Dana and Amber came to the ISU Culture Center Street Fair, and that was really lovely as well. Was it just the three?
AT showed up.
I know it's in here. I think it was in here somewhere. I said thank you for dealing with me because I had no voice at that point. Yeah.
I'm glad you felt better by the time you went.
Yes, my voice would just come back. Some department head meetings. The Habitat for Humanity, they always invite me to come see when they have a new home that they unveil. Homeless Coalition meeting. I'll give you some updates about homelessness a little bit later in this report. And Durazio had asked to share she'd come by to share some info about some upcoming film series that the NAACP is doing with the History Center. So I will be sending that out to everybody. It's really neat programming. Hi, Sandy. Thank you for.
I had,
Yeah, come back, do your job, come on.
well, I had school visits at the Strings Festival, and I had back-to-back school visits all day, and I came home and I sat down, and next thing I know, I was fast asleep. My phone said, oh, it's time to go. So we're gonna talk.
So I will be sending that out. I just have to get the scan of the flyer. And then Sandy and I talked about the Family Learning Day. We came up with a plan for our what we're going to do. Also, like, I was gone, and then there was a ordinance filed with the city council about homelessness and a strategy that was not the right strategy. So I pretty much that first week that I got back, I was working on the strategy moving forward. And so then finally kind of had my meeting with Brandon to like present to him the plan that I recommended. And then we had the city council meeting that night where he presented that plan to the council. And so, like I said, I'll share in just a second, but then Pride Fest was on September 13th and it was really good.
Thank you for being there.
Since we last met, it was the day after our last meeting. I helped an individual file an employment case. I mean, her story that was kind of repeated workplace harassment based off of gender and race. And so we filed that with the Indiana Civil Rights Commission. And so I'm hopeful that she can get some resolve in that. Ongoing projects. So the first thing, I put it at the top because it was the thing I did today. Actually, it's not on my meetings, but I met with Dr. Mary's class because they're going to be consultants again, not really as much for the commission, but really kind of for this city at large project that we're calling the Neighborhood Equity, actually, I think, Investment Fund Project, which we had created this proposal for. Essentially, it's a mini grant program to give neighborhoods small grants for quality of life projects. We put together this idea for this project and submitted it to a prize called the Goldsmith Prize, where they award local governments with money and a graduate student fellow for a year. Like they would work for a year for like 15 or 20 hours a week to implement whatever this innovative project. Well, we didn't get the prize, we got a call and they said, "Oh, we loved your project, but it wasn't picked." So, but Brandon actually went ahead and decided, like, was like, "I'm still going to allocate the money from the casino to give out these mini grants." So now we just kind of have to figure out. And I was like, then just so happened, like the very next day or something, or a couple of Dr. Mary was like, I'm going to have my class again. And so, or we have our consultants, and, she is retiring at the end of this year. So got to get one more last group in there. And so today I met with them, the class, to present this idea, this project. And they assigned 4 PhD students, or they selected to be a part of this project. And so things that I've really want them to focus on is like, how do we do this equitably? We don't want to, invest in we want to invest in all communities equitably, but we don't want to, like, every year it goes to the exact same neighborhood group. We need a rubric, an application process, a communications plan that is with equity at the center, and like thinking about how do we service all groups. And I think that's kind of why this project kind of landed in my box or whatever. But the other thing that's like kind of a side component of it was, how do you help neighborhoods establish community like groups, so that it's not just like, well, it's me and my neighbor, we want to do this thing, but like, I mean, you and your neighbor are a neighborhood associate. I mean, 2 people form a community and a group, and but how to maybe create a toolkit that we can give to groups that are like, me and my street, we want to have our neighborhood association, not an HOA, but like we meet, we talk about the issues. Maybe we go meet with our city councilor every so often. And they have a similar thing where they have like a toolkit in Bloomington. And so that's kind of what we base the idea off of. But then in Indianapolis, their deputy mayor, or at least this has been several years ago, I know that they would send out representatives to neighborhood group meetings if they knew that, Thursday at 2 p.m., they would send out a representative from the deputy mayor's office to solicit the information about like, hey, this is what's going on. So it's not just like, we want to give you money, but also like, how can we help you establish neighborhood groups to help you be more civically engaged? So, I mean, in theory, it was like definitely in my opinion, deserving of the award, and it was really well thought out project, but we weren't selected. So this is going to be a neat way to make sure it still exists and it doesn't just go into, on a shelf. Other things, the bus shelters, that one has gotten a little bit put on the back burner because of some other things that I'll talk about a little bit later. But we are still, again, the money's allocated. I just have to, we just have to meet with a couple other groups about who's actually going to be building these. City website, I'll talk about that a little bit more, but that's something I'm still allocating time to, trying to update and refresh the new website. There's mostly it's like just kind of mirroring what we currently have. I will continue. I mean, you can always update a website, but it's got to be ready for next week. Black History Month banners and the MLK planning, I'll share more about that in those specific committee report updates, but just kind of to give you an idea of like, these are all of the ongoing things. The next thing. So homelessness is something we want to solve. We want it to end. Like, we don't want anyone to experience homelessness in Terre Haute. But we recognize like a long-term strategy to like end homelessness is like going to take years. And winter is right around the corner. So our first strategy with this kind of broader addressing homelessness is we got to figure out the warming center plan for this winter, and we got to figure it out yesterday. So we've got a meeting set for, I think it's not this upcoming Monday, but the following Monday. And we're inviting Vigo County representatives. We're inviting like the health department, the emergency management, Reach Services, Mental Health America, kind of the like key players, not anyone who like is like in the broader homelessness world, because we'll save their brain power and time for the bigger committee, the task force that we're working on. This one, we need to know the logistics. What is the communications? What is the safety plan? Because we know that we had multiple locations last year, and like, how are all of those groups working together to like communicate? We as a city want to be able to support them better. And we really also want to make sure our county partners are equally at the table supporting. And so we thought if we can just mainstream this and make it official, it'll support our service providers in a way that I don't know. We hope. But I'm supposed to talk to a couple people tomorrow before that meeting.
Do you need representation or help from this group for that?
I had kind of mentioned that one when I was like, you might get tapped for the homelessness, housing, mental health task force, because that's the second part. And solving homelessness can't be solved without also solving the housing crisis and mental health. And probably a lot of other things like education, but this is a framework we've seen used in other cities that are committed to achieving a goal of functional zero homelessness, which means that like the instances of homelessness fit under that category of rare, brief, and non-recurring, and that it's like most of the time it's zero, but like, yeah, maybe one or two, but you have the system in place to make it rare, brief, and non-recurring for that person. Our PIT count as of last year, which is the point in time count, or not last, I guess 2025, it put us we were at like 170 people experiencing homelessness. I think I don't know if that was both sheltered and unsheltered, but I mean, it's a lot of people, and those are really narrow, like, criteria. And it's those people that we could find on that one day. Yes. So, and we know people are, move and are, get pushed out of, you just, so yeah.
It's a real issue for us when we have to discharge someone because they're not safe. They're relapsed or they're doing some kind of behavior.
Yeah.
We spend so much time trying to find so they won't go to
Yes. Yeah.
And the Waterside Recovery Center. That's mainly what they're doing right now. Is trying to place people. Trying to find a place for them. It's just
and that's kind of something that was brought up at either one of the homeless coalition meetings or in another conversation I had was kind of discharging practices in Terre Haute. You know, I mean, even our like, you know, our hospital, you know, people are just being
Yeah,
Let-
they're not supposed to discharge you to the streets. Like, that's like a legal thing.
Yeah.
When I worked at behavioral health unit at regional, we were not allowed to
Yeah.
discharge to the streets.
Yeah.
Like, they had to have an address to give us, we had to confirm that address.
Yeah.
Or we had to get them to homeless shelter.
Yeah.
It wasn't allowed, right?
Yeah.
And we're preaching in our organization, more intervention, less discharge. More intervention, less discharge, you know?
It's a
So,
great.
yeah, because, you know, a lot of times they do this weird thing where they decide to fall in love, they're gonna get rehab. You know, so when we had women only, it was never, but it's always a problem. And so before, it was like, okay, fine, you got your phone, we see you're talking to, you know, you're doing the Google eyes, and, you know, you got your phone,
Yeah.
you know, so then we would discharge. So
Yeah.
we stopped that about a year ago.
Yeah.
We're like, let's intervene and just say, of course you did
Yeah.
that. Of course, we took away your drugs, so now you're gonna go to the next best thing,
Yeah.
it's all in love, you know.
Mhm.
And so that's helped
Yeah.
a lot, to
Yeah.
say, okay, let's just talk to them,
Yeah.
do a behavior modification plan.
And
So I think we do need to talk to
Yeah.
everybody.
and
about
I
what can
think
you
that
do?
for that group it is. It's like we have to, which, you know, this task force is growing into like, you know, 100 some people it feels
Oh,
like. But I mean, you have to. I mean, housing. You got to bring in housing. You got to bring in substance use disorder like representation, and you have to bring in the recovery for mental health. You have to bring in public safety. You know, just all of transportation. I mean, all of these things. So
You need an
yes,
extra person on anything, let me know, 'cause I
Yeah,
have time
okay.
and space and like the
Okay.
warming center, if you've got the homelessness, mental health piece, like,
Yeah.
just let me,
Well,
I'm
and
happy to
the queen of
contribute.
all of this is Izzy.
I know.
Right, she works
Yeah.
right, she's, what's the
Yeah.
next step?
yeah.
But Izzy needs to be involved.
Oh,
I'm telling you,
1,000%.
she's-
Yes.
She's all over this. She's
Yeah.
got ideas, she knows.
Yeah.
She's connected
Yeah.
to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Yeah,
right
and it's
up
gone
there.
to so at the state level, like all of those
Mhm.
Yeah, she's
connections.
up there.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah.
I'm talking with what's her name, Barbara, at the Pride Fest.
Barbara Batista.
Batista, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So like,
Sister
She's
Barbara.
great.
really just had a whole little meeting and solved several problems in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I'm
Yeah. And I mean, they're a wonderful resource as well. Our sisters. Yeah. And yeah.
They're
So-
launching a whole thing in West T that they invited
Mhm.
us to for how do we solve the drug problem in West T. And they're
Wow.
like spearheading the whole thing.
Wow.
So, yeah, we'll go, we'll help you, you know, but they're really, so that's great.
That's excellent. Yeah. So
I'm glad
just
we're doing
yeah, kind of patience as this is like being brought to the forefront. And the other thing is that this is not the mayor really wants the council involved with this. He's like, I want this to be a mayor council task force, and this is not. He wants them to be involved at the table and
Yeah.
not, oh,
They should,
why
yeah.
didn't you do it this way? And not that they, this isn't like a, you know, but just this has got to be all hands.
All hands on deck, yeah.
Family Learning Days coming up, which we'll talk about in a second. And then I was out yesterday and today. Katie and I were both at our Women's Leadership Development Program. Friday, I'm going to be in the car most of the day, traveling. But then I will be here until this 1 week in October where I have to go to a conference. I don't know if it's public, but the city's getting an award for our our free transit at this conference for Indiana municipalities. And so Brandon has asked that I go, and then we have another day of our Women's Leadership Development Program. So yes, that week will be a little bit rough. It'll be kind of like this week, but just, patience, and I should be available in the evening and during the conference. Honestly, I'll be pretty available. Finances, things that just kind of like I had to transfer money into our legal notices budget, and so if you're like, why did the one go down $25 at the top? It's because I we got a bill from the Tribune Star for the special meeting that we had. I had to publish that a couple times. And so just in case we have to publish again before the end of the year, I transferred additional dollars in there. The instruction, I will be paying for that conference out of that $1,000 in there. I think it's like $600. So, and the travel will come out of there as well. Printing, I have something on the table that we are going to potentially approve today to spend some money out of there, but everything else is pretty much the same as it was since the beginning of the year. The civic promotions, that's the casino money we get allocated. We are down to $4,345.37. Paid for Pride Fest, that you got the check, which was great. The Chamber of Commerce, we paid for that out of there. And then the food for our strategic planning retreat was paid for out of that money. And it was $120 even, which was very interesting. But it was. Okay. The progress I made on the Black History Month banner committee was the first, we have a date, which is good. I will, yeah, I know. Well, okay, and I'll get to that one. No, I got it. So I know, but we have a meeting. It's,
Sorry, before we move on to
Yes.
accept your.
no, you're right.
We need to accept her report.
Oh, yeah, okay, thank you.
Good job, Sandy, come on.
Yeah.
Handing it over here.
Well, she was sort of in charge here, okay.
No.
So we need to approve the director's report and including the statement of activities.
Financials.
All in favor?
I'll make a motion. Sorry, Ken. So I'll make a motion, we approve it as presented.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay. Apologies.
Track there.
Yes.
So that was
I
our
vote for you next year to be the chair.
Me too. I said I do it, this is not my forte.
we do have a meeting, and I have I have the nomination, the rubrics. Those are all I redid the nomination form, so we'll present that, and I've got some social media posts that I will share with the group for how we will present this, and a letter that we will send out to our church community, and then I will be requesting some brainstorming. Another thing that is not on here is Susie from the library, or from the History Center, had talked about kind of doing some research on the previous awardees to create bios for them to have on our website. So I will need to confirm that with her, that will be something she can be helping me with, get completed before February, and we will launch all of them at once, the website with all of the awardees, both past and present, in February. So that will be good. I don't have any, I just wanted to kind of start creating this committee report section of our agenda. Of course, there's one thing, and that's the date. So MLK, we don't have a date yet, so nobody is free at the same time. So I may be either sending out another form for us plus actually I didn't hear from everyone, but I might just have to pick a day and see who's available. But I did meet with the ISU office. Is it community engagement?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Jessica Starr, and they are who coordinates the day of service for ISU students. Now they don't have one event that they post about a lot of events, and they scatter them. And we kind of tried to do this with when I first got here with the Boys and Girls Club, and it was the storm of the century or whatever that happened that day, and more volunteers showed up than children, which was fine. They got to learn and participate in the activities, but kind of thinking like, is there a way that maybe we do it at the Booker T. Washington Center, and we set up like stations for people to kind of do, not because service outside. And when one year I had the storm of the century, probably not a good idea. But if we could have like tie blanket making and hygiene kit making, the pit count for Homeless Coalition is like that following week. So could be nice to create some things for them to give out to people. But when I met with her, I was like, I kind of want to plant this seed, and will you maybe be a part of this committee that hasn't had a date set yet? But they were seemed.
We use the students on Donahue Days.
Yeah.
every year.
It's really helpful.
It's helpful, but it
Yeah.
requires a lot of staff. They do not know how to do anything, right? So you ask yourself, where someone sits with them at each table of the tie blankets. Like, if you just even tell them how to do it, they just like sit there and they start talking, what class are you in? Yeah. So it really does require a lot of hands on
Okay.
us to have volunteers for every activity, literally sitting at the table. Because they'll
Okay.
go, how do I do that again? I mean, it sounds silly, but.
Yeah,
So
I
we've
mean,
learned
there's-
through
yeah,
years that
young
we make sure we have
people
like
still-
5 or 6 staff
Mhm.
members assigned for
Okay.
each little group that like they're painting a bathroom. You would think they know how to paint, no, they don't. Or they're doing, they just need a lot of
Mhm.
supervision.
Okay.
Lots of
That's a good
supervision.
piece of
Yeah, so
feedback
we
to
need make sure we
remember.
have
But
one of us or somebody's gotta be
Yeah.
helping.
a service component was something that our ISC students had actually, or from when they did the consulting project for this, had been something that they had said
Yeah.
would be a good component to add. And the other thing Jessica had told me was, when I was like, so can the MLK Days of Service, kind of trying to plant the seed, she's like, oh, we're always struggling to find places
Replace them.
to place the students. And I was like, well, I mean, if we could do kind of this, some medium size thing, I mean, that could be a really good place for them to go. But this would be open to sorry, but this would be open to everybody from the community. This would be the Human Relations Commission,
Right.
MLK Day of
Posting
Service,
Yeah,
and then they could sign up. Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
and the students, a little different from the students of Donahue Day versus the MLK Day of Service, is that the students of Donahue Day are
All
usually
freshmen.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
that's
they're-
true.
Okay, they
They're
are very.
fresh on the scene,
Yeah.
not really,
And then staff also sign up, right, on MLK Days of Service?
Some do.
Okay.
Some do, but usually the day of service, you'll have student orgs will sign up as a group to do a
Oh,
location.
okay.
So they have more of the season.
Mhm.
I mean, the freshmen will still sign up, but you'll have
Great.
a better mix of.
But they'll have been
Yes.
in school for a whole semester at that point. Or, okay.
We want sophomores, juniors.
Yeah.
Seniors.
So my task tomorrow will be, I will be sending out either a new,
Another thing to do.
or I will just be assigning a date for this
Yeah.
group.
Jessica starts and.
Yeah, yeah, I know, we just need to move.
Get it done.
Yeah. Well, I try to be accommodating.
Whoever could be there. And then it's all about the communication.
If you think that's, okay.
Just-
Sometimes I need that advice and reassurance.
Well, would Zoom be easier for
Yeah.
everybody?
Yeah.
So we could- I mean, that might be an
Yeah.
easy way to just start the conversation.
Yeah.
that's a good
Okay.
idea.
Because sometimes it's the times,
To travel.
Travel, okay, yeah.
Right.
And so,
Okay.
yeah, Zoom
Yeah,
definitely
okay,
would be better.
I'll just plan full teams on that one. Zoom, yeah.
Yes, Teams.
Zoom, whatever it is,
Google
yeah,
Meet,
whatever it is, yeah.
Whatever you got.
Okay, send a link, okay, perfect, send a link. Okay.
Send a link.
All right, well, okay, yeah. When it's just me sometimes thinking through these, that you have to remember, I am like sitting there overthinking everything, and I'm like, well, and so
You're doing
I
great.
need
It's served you well so far.
I need people to tell me, just send the link. Yeah, you're not gonna offend anyone. Okay, okay, so that's all I got for committees. Those are our 2 committees we got.
So, do we, will someone move to?
We don't know.
We don't know, well, he's over there nodding
No,
at
I
me.
think so, too.
I'm
No.
looking. He's going, yes,
No, he was
yes.
I think he was in the saying you can move on.
All right, I'm sorry, we gotta get our system down.
He's like, let's move
Yeah,
along.
I know business.
So we can wrap up.
Go to Rick's.
Move on.
Okay. The first two are thank yous. Thank you for the ISU Street Fair. Again, Amber and Dana for helping me when I had no voice. It was also, it was kind of funny. We were like, had a tent and we had to kind of move the tent like 3 yards away from us so it would create shade.
You
It
know what I
was,
learned
it was
that
a little
on that
comfortable.
day, that I didn't know? I knew, Recharge, so I don't harm me, and I knew Bethlehem in general.
Mhm.
I did not realize how many black churches there are in this town.
Oh.
All the
Oh,
pastors
girl.
got up every time. But I'm just telling you, from
Yeah.
my
There's more
little
than
shelter
that,
perspective,
too.
Yeah.
so I think that's
Yeah.
something we need to be aware of, that half the town, all the
Yeah.
white people don't know how many black churches, they got up and another pastor, and I'm like, where is that? Like, how did I miss that there's so many, that I
Yeah.
only know of those two, right? And
Yeah.
and so that as we partner, knowing, just
Yeah.
being aware,
Who's in the community?
who's in the community,
Mhm.
So a lot of our
When we started
minorities are like
Savannah,
invisible.
I sent you.
Yeah, I'm like,
the
it's
list.
15 or
They're invisible.
15
I have my
to
little
18
philosophy
churches,
of looking at
yeah.
that. And I just
Yeah,
focused on the
close to
entire Filipino community.
Mhm.
And just, yeah, we're just saying St. Mary Margaret Mary, and I'm like, I had no idea there was that. And then when you go to get, you only see the Vietnamese when they're in the nail salons. Like, where is their community? Like,
Yeah.
where do we get there in Hispanics? Where is their community? I don't know in general,
Go to Lola's, Lola Restaurant.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why do we only see them
Yeah.
in the, why do we know where
Grocery
it's
store.
Well, I'm glad the street fair brought that up. That's why they have it. It's a good way of bringing it
Yeah,
together.
that's a great
Good.
point.
But
Yeah.
they expanded to add more of the community to the
Mhm.
street fair.
Yes, yeah.
To the community and not
Yeah.
kind of
And
where
they're,
it's needed.
yeah. Valerie and Sumalaya did a great job.
Yeah,
Really
they're great.
appreciate it. And we got to see a couple students I went to South Africa with, which was cool. Anyway,
That was cool.
Pride Fest also
Yeah,
a
right.
huge
It really
success.
was.
So thank you,
Yes.
Dee and Lakeisha for sitting at the table with me, and Justin, who's not here. He had helped me set up at the beginning of the day. And zip ties for my flag that ended up not kind of being more of a nuisance, but thank you. And then a huge shout out to Katie and also to Uzziah, who performed, and Sandy for letting us borrow the tent, which is still in my office. Yes.
Okay, it was really, I mean, just the whole atmosphere there, people were having a wonderful time.
It was beautiful.
I mean, from my perspective, it was just really, really exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Yeah, it was good. I'm really thankful. Well, I have to give a shout out to Kylie with the Parks Department.
Yes.
She was excellent and very
Yes.
kind and helpful and resourceful to work with, and so it was a very smooth transition, a great experience. Thank you all for the sponsorship. It really made a huge difference for us. So we're able to do much more with Pride Fest, and so we appreciate it. And now I need to book the date for next year. And,
Yeah.
The space was really, I mean, I
That's
don't know
what's
what you're
good.
saying.
I'm glad.
I thought the space was
The
really
only
good.
thing where there were
It's so
two
cute.
trees that just kept shedding spiders on
Oh.
people. And they were just little green guys. The security tent and hydration station, they just got spidered out.
Well,
So,
yeah.
I know. So sorry, Justin.
Well, I was gonna say we had a great
Yeah,
spot.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
we could
everything else
see-
was
We
great.
could kind of see into the stage, like from the side view, and it was cool to see just it, especially during the drag show. I mean, it was packed in
Yeah.
there, and it was just so neat to number one to see like a community park being utilized in such like a unifying way, but also just such an excellently planned event, Katie.
That's my baby at this point. My how-to guide is like
Yes.
oh,
Oh my
so
gosh.
long at this point, and now it's
And
getting a refresh.
My
so.
my parents were volunteers like for
Uh-huh.
and they wanted to say, I mean, not that their opinion matters at this meeting, but they were like that she did such a good job of like preparing the volunteers for like, here's every situation that could possibly happen. Here's where you need to be and how you need to unload the car. You know, I was like, everything was
You got wind,
perfectly.
this is what you do.
Yeah.
You have this violent situation, this is what you do. You have someone who needs
Yes.
scissors, here's what
Here
you
you
do.
go.
You
Yeah.
got someone needs water, let's take care of it.
Yeah.
So we try to make sure we have all of the pieces in line just to make it as easy as possible. Cause I know, you know, given the environment, it can be scary to come to a Pride Festival not knowing if your safety is also going to be a priority. And so, and we had some people that was a real concern and, you know, didn't come that day, and I honor that. And I think it doesn't hurt my feelings. I want you to feel safe and be safe. And so, but we were safe that day. So
Yeah.
thank you. I got to give a special thanks to Justin and Jesse for being very diligent and online and in-person spaces. And, you know, I'm sure if you saw the news, there was an online problem, but that was swiftly taken care of before the event occurred. And there were 0 issues during the actual event itself. And so I'm really pleased. We were able to add some additional security measures. So if it took you a little time to get, I think probably most folks here were able to get in quickly, but
It was a smooth process.
good.
It took me a little off guard because I was just like, oh, okay.
Yep, we didn't announce it because it wasn't a plan until about, kind of thought about 24 hours before and then implemented 2 hours before. So we really went through the training and talking it through at the actual volunteer training. And so, but our volunteers jumped right in. They said, yep, I'm comfortable, let's do it. We want to make sure everybody is adhering to our safety policies, and it was good.
The vibe for the whole day, the energy.
Yes.
Excellent, that's what we want,
People
so.
were coming from far. And, yeah, we had a lot
Yes.
We had a lot of people
Yeah.
from town.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. No, that's sometimes I, you know, would jump right in and then I'd be like, wait, do you live in Terra? No.
But they were, you know,
Good. Well, that makes me happy.
Oh,
'cause,
yeah.
I'm running around all day, so I miss some of, I mean, I get a little bit of the attendee side, but usually I'm checking in to thank all of the vendors and making sure everything's running. And so hearing stories and experiences like that is really
Yeah.
great. So
I was
And-
also impressed to see how many churches were there.
yes, we love the churches. They were showing up.
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
I was really impressed.
Yeah, well, and if you have any feedback for us, we have a feedback form. It's on our social media. I think you got it over email.
Yes.
Feel free. Any and all feedback is helpful and welcome. Positive, negative, you know, whatever you would like to see out of Pride Fest. It's our 5th anniversary next year, so I'm trying to think. I got to start thinking now about what we can do to make it extra special. So.
Yeah, that's
We're
awesome.
having our 6th anniversary.
Oh.
Friday night, the Glow Run, the Black Foundation.
Oh, great.
We do it every year during Fairbanks
Yeah.
Park, and second year, how helpful they've always been. We have about 500 people that show up.
That's
And they
great.
do a run, and then it's entertainment, but they also, shoot them with glows, and they run through the black.
Oh, that's
black
fun.
lights, but it's family, the kids come, we do a little release, Butterfly Hamilton does a butterfly release for overdose awareness.
That's
for those who've
awesome.
lost. So they do it, and Fairbanks has been wonderful.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
their 6th year. And
Yeah.
they've been-
We love our parks.
But we know everything goes into it, so
Yeah.
kudos.
Yay.
A lot
Also,
of work.
yeah.
Mhm.
Also from, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and it's open to everybody, yeah.
Also kind of a,
Bathrooms are just newly redone,
Oh,
new
are
tiles,
they?
new counters, new
Yeah.
paint.
It's just a great place to have an event.
Good to
It's
know.
a really, so we set it up so they can run, they do a 5K. We kind of
Oh, yeah.
They run around and there's stations where they can. But it's just a lot of physical coordination.
I had to
So
go.
Hats off.
Hey, so if
Yeah, I used the porta potty and
It was
trying to,
fine.
like,
It was fine.
I was thankful.
But the one more thing just about Pride Fest was we gave out a lot of our stuff, like a lot of stuff.
Yay.
All the hand sanitizer was a hit. I know we got a budget for hand sanitizer for the keychains. Yeah, I think that we're out of keychains, and we have the little silicone, and we can reorder stuff, and magnets we're probably pretty low on. These were kind of some stuff we bought for the new brand launch, and It's good to also, because we don't have our new logo on like our hand sanitizers and stuff. So it is good to like, we don't need to hoard.
Yeah.
We'll refresh it. Yeah.
The pencils were
The pencils are, we can't rebuy pens. People don't want pencils. They want pens. And then, yeah, hand sanitizer. And then the notepads had
Oh.
previously, like at Terre Haute, nobody took a notepad. This,
No.
they were like,
Wow.
oh, for my grocery list.
They
Yeah.
were like, ooh.
I know.
This is
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
Is that for free?
Yes. So,
We want that same location next year.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yes. I was like, the friends of
And we had-
our sponsors.
And we had candy at our table, so that maybe helped a little bit too. People would
I
stop
do not
candy.
want the same.
You poor thing, we're out in the sun, no
I'm facing
tent.
the river,
I
and there's like all these trees, except where my table is.
Yeah.
So the
You
sun-
and your little sun umbrella.
Yeah, 'cause
We gotta
I-
get you a
I-
tent.
Because I stupidly didn't bring it down. You did offer, it was my. I did, it was my.
As I tell
You
people,
do.
I'm like,
At
you're
the end
gonna
of this
sizzle.
year.
We'll
The
need to buy
the
one.
custom pins are pretty pricey, but if anything, we just need to buy a tent.
Yeah, you can buy it.
Oh, they're-
We're gonna take it and then get a banner. or
Yes, yeah, which,
Poster board.
yeah, with the new logo, that could be easy. Yeah, like a vinyl, yeah, an aura and a tablecloth or something. So Family Learning Day is coming up, and I wanted to share that Sandy and I chatted about our like, because there's supposed to be kind of like an activity component.
They're really adamant that they don't want you to just hand out stuff at Family Learning Day.
And so we brought back what we did in 2023 or 2024 for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which we created a community quilt out of the paper squares that we then hung up here at City Hall and like displayed people's artwork. So I think we'll give them a prompt of like create a picture or a collage using paper on this quilt that like describes like how you would like our community to be or something. So a community unity quilt, and then we'll hang it outside the Human Relations Commission office. And so Sandy, you've got yarn that you're bringing,
Yarn.
and you're coming, right?
I am
To the
coming, yes,
event,
'cause our tables are next to each other.
Okay. And Jackie, you had signed up at the last meeting. If anyone else, oh, you did. I did not have your name written down, so that's my fault.
11 to 1:30.
Okay. I will make sure if I haven't already send you the calendar invite, I will send everybody the calendar invite for
And Oak
this.
is going to be working at the Tech Mon-
Okay,
with
yeah,
me, so-
great.
So that'll help. me.
Yeah.
How much yarn do you mean on
I mean, one.
one day? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, total.
Okay, if you want to bring we can do, yes. All yarn is welcome. but Sandy cut the paper squares for us. And then did you do hole punches as well?
Punches, and I started cutting, little just,
Great.
I've got wrapping paper and all kinds of different craft paper that I'm just making wrapping
Yeah.
shapes.
Cool. So, and I have the glue and I have crayons, I have markers, I have all the other odds and ends, but except for yarn, I don't have yarn, so. And I have scissors, we can cut the yarn, but we'll tie it together, and so it'll be lovely. That's all I got for upcoming event volunteering, unless there's something else that I looked through the calendar of upcoming events, and I think that's kind of our last community event for this year, or at least for this whatever, summer, fall. Okay. This one requires action, so we will need a vote. No, you're good. So Amber is no longer on the line. Amber? Oh, okay. Maybe she had to go, and that's okay. Well, we have a new commissioner, and our old name badge supplier went out of business. So when I called them and said, "Can you make this?" or sent them an email. They were like, sorry, we don't do that anymore. We don't make badges. So I sent out quotes, and I'll put it up here, the design, kind of what I'm thinking. We'll just have to go to my Canva. I know. And ignore if there's any like, yeah. Oh, I had to help with that too. Don't.
They thanked you. for
Did-
videotaping.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I promise it wasn't. But this is what I'm thinking. It'll be on a white plastic name badge, about 2 by 3, I think, 2 inches high, 3 inches wide. And I'll have the logo, the name of the person, and your title. So for like Katie, it's advisory member. For D, it's commissioner. And then I know Lakeisha had asked for a middle initial, if anybody has anything. And then Amber's I haven't edited yet with her. It should be Amber Stewart Eddington. What would you like?
Oh, no.
Oh, now I feel left out.
No, sorry, you're good.
So this is kind of what I'm thinking. And so I sent these designs to, well, where is it? Graphic FX, Tabco, and Midwest Printing. And those are the quotes.
Well, love
So-
that lower cost.
We use graphic FX a lot.
I am like shocked by like how much lower it
I know.
And I was like, do I have to pay for shipping? It will be even cheaper if I don't.
Yeah, you can just go pick it up.
Exactly.
I go pick up stuff
No,
from them
okay.
all the time.
I'm reading this right. I'm like,
Are they
You-
is that
okay.
right? $6
Yeah.
is crazy.
this is what $94.95
What's the setup?
Yeah.
because it's a new like
Like
Okay.
yeah. But once we have I think they told me pretty much all of them said the same thing. Like you don't have to pay the setup fee. Then if we get a new commissioner
We could put the design
or somebody
in and
changes
just,
their
you know,
name.
all that. So it's
Yeah.
basically a template.
Yeah.
Magnets on the back.
Yeah. Magnets. Yes. Magnets. Yeah.
Yes.
PVC magnetic name tags.
Are these did they do plastic for Tabco and Midwest?
Yeah,
or
it's
was
all
it
it's all plastic.
metal?
It's
Huh.
all plastic. I don't have it was just in an email from Nick at Tabco, but here's the
I want to say it's graphic FX. Like,
here's the
not have tariffs
Midwest
on their stuff or
180.
what vendor? I'm like curious
That's
what vendor they're using to
Midwest.
make it so much
Oh
cheaper.
shoot. Well no, we don't have to pay tax, but they quoted me tax.
Big difference.
Yeah.
I know.
Love that lower number.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And, I mean and if we have people in here
We went out, it's not doing that anymore.
Woodburn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those were
graphic
them,
FX is
and
great,
they did
so-
kind of need a refresh. They needed a refresh. They were the old, which is the seal, which is fine. I mean, we can always keep using the seal. It's not like it's out of, but I liked this logo on white more than I liked it on silver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good.
And I was like,
Lots
oh,
of
maybe it'll be
visual
cheaper.
needs,
Which,
too.
my God, how much would the metal ones be at those other? I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, yeah,
Community development block grant to tuck point the brick on the building, and that's requires you do all the bids, and then you open them all, and they send them in, and you open them all together.
Ah.
And so there were all these guys doing all this brick work, and so the first guy opens up and he bids $700,000. And then the next guy opens up and it's like $650,000, and then $550,000, and then the one that and by law, you have to take the lowest bidder, like, because it's a government thing.
Mm.
So this guy, he's like looking around the table, we open his, it's $215,000, we're like, you're it.
Yeah.
I
I was like, maybe I need to increase my prices.
I was just in his eyes going, did I bid? Like, oh, because then you gotta do it, sorry, whatever you, that's what you bid, $6, that's what you said, $6. We don't care if you made a mistake.
Love that.
So,
Well, you might talk to them about the shipping though.
Yeah, no, I will. I'll ask him to, yeah. But I just, I was like, it's kind of wild that even with that,
Still cheaper.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know, it was-
$6.
Yeah.
Because we use them in city press, so they're good.
Um,
We award the name badge contract to Graphic FX for $6 a badge.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I will place those orders. I'll verify everybody's name before I.
Can't even get a
Put it on
sandwich.
PVC.
Yeah. There's
That was great.
$7.25. I don't know where they get it from though.
Those used to be the same wood burn, I think.
Yeah,
Recognition Plus.
I think, yeah, whatever they're called. Have I shown you all the website, like what it's going to look like? That's not right. Who should I be looking? Sorry. So this, there's supposed to be a
The
picture.
video.
Hold on.
She's trying.
Oh, cool, thanks.
Much better.
Meet us at the crossroads.
And I think there's some drone footage.
That's
very nice.
So
Uh,
much better.
yeah. Pay a sewage bill. And so we will be able to post our events, and like all of our meetings will be on like the city events page, and they'll show up over here as well. And then news. Yeah, it's really lovely. I will say our page is still under construction, but you will find us not under departments, which I know is confusing, but under government and then boards and commissions, human relations commission. I wanted us to not be next to human resources as a
Yeah.
means of
Yeah.
trying
Calls.
to
Yeah.
limit the calls.
Yeah,
And
that makes sense.
plus we are so what will be at the top will be, there will be 3 of these, agenda and minutes, and like our live stream link and another thing about upcoming events. Like it'll be the full city calendar, but our events, of course. This Human Relations Commission updates, that'll be like our news section. So one thing I had kind of started doing on the old website was posting like links to the news articles that are about like us,
Cool.
but then also we can write our own news articles there. And then this stuff migrated over from the old page. But like, yeah, they also migrated it a long time ago. So you'll notice those are not who yeah, so
And will you put the
it'll be
PDF of
fixed.
the annual, the report?
Yeah, so over here is the like pages, so like annual reports.
Okay.
And so there's a button that now instead of, and if you can request a printed copy by emailing me. This page is done. I'm not. And then I'll add a second button for
It's nice of you
2025
to
once
provide a
it's.
printed copy. That's great.
That some of them are not, and then I might change the order of this still. Those are like those small little things that I haven't totally finished, but like this page is just like the ordinance that
Is there a
is.
place for them to file an online complaint?
No, but I mean, you can go to the Civil Rights Commission and file a
But not with
complaint,
us.
but no.
If it's added the link to them.
Yeah, so I think that's in like no, where is it? I know it needs some help. But yeah, here's the
Okay.
community resources, so and then that complaint links and contact info. So
Yeah, that's what good.
yeah, that's if you want to file with ICRC.
One stop shop.
It needs some,
Fine too.
What was that?
Editing.
and
great
then they do want me to change this picture at the top because they're like, but I was like, I don't know what to make it.
Well, it's given the parks.
I know it is. It's good. Yeah,
Recreation.
yeah.
What park is that? Just for that one. Where's that?
It might not even
Pretty.
be.
So
It
we'd
might
like to
not
visit
even
one
be
day.
Terre Haute.
I don't know, I'm just
seen that.
That's not legit.
I've never seen that in my life.
No way, really?
Where is that?
It could be one day though.
Yeah.
We can make it.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Well, can you get just a stock photo of a
Are
bunch of
you
people,
sure that it's
you know,
not
people
in
taking
Terre
I
pictures?
don't.
Are we sure that it's not? Because that seems very strange that they would. Aren't all the other
Pictures,
images in
yeah.
Terre Haute?
Wait, is that Deming Park?
Ah, but what?
I don't think so.
You know, there's that circle.
Maybe
Where
Hawthorne.
No, that's where the kid party is.
Really?
No, that's not Deming. I know that.
So,
I know
like,
what you're talking about.
I don't know what like police have
Yeah, I
done.
know Deming pretty well.
Like they have a which
What they
Throw them
should-
in.
We should have a
Is that-
stock photo of various
Theirs
different
is
people all
nice.
together. They got a lot
or
of
like
those.
something from.
Oh, there's
some recent
changes.
events.
Is that the color of our
Mhm.
police cars? I feel like there was orange in there, but.
there's so many
That's
pages.
a lot.
Yeah, what did I? They have the same picture I see, and they're who
It's
told
just a
me
whole
to change
different
it.
Yeah, maybe it's just a whole
Yeah.
big photo.
It is. But they had told me they had said you should
Okay.
change that.
Oh,
Okay, no one else has, so I feel less bad.
It's just a place
So
for
before you
Yeah.
do a final launch with stuff like this, it might be helpful, somebody who doesn't, like not one of us, who doesn't really know what to expect and all.
Yeah.
To have somebody come in and play with it, because when you do it yourself, you know what it's supposed to do, or and it would be, I think it'd be helpful to catch things.
Yeah.
If you've got someone who's.
I think the
fresh eyes.
one thing is like if there's something I can immediately change it, like in terms of like the content on my stuff. So
What tool are they using?
it's a company called Revise based out of Troy, Michigan.
Is it their own tool?
And yeah, this is their own. They only build local government websites.
It really is.
Yeah, I'm like, if you want to remember what it looks like now,
Oh, you don't have to.
We can try that.
It's still better than it used to be.
and you can't even
Yeah.
you can't even get down past here. Like you can keep scrolling and you can never get past. You have to click and then go. It's terrible, but anyway, yeah, it's anyway, I have got to wrap that up. And that's mostly it's like I just need to put pictures
What's
in.
cool is that you can change it, so you get it up the way you want it.
Yeah, I could edit it.
Oh, for sure. And that's where I'm like, maybe next time at the next meeting we can go put this on old business and we'll go through it. But you, as a citizen, next week, you will be able to see this. And if you do, you have feedback, you go through it and you're like, this doesn't make sense. Let me know and I'll relay it to IT. I think they have their own board meeting. You could also go. Those are public meetings. They're probably live streamed too.
I know that.
Anyway, that's all I got. And we don't have to do any approving of that, but I know Uzziah had something.
Yeah, just really quick. This September 15th until October 15th is Hispanic Heritage Month. So I wanted us to be to recognize that, and I didn't know if the city had planned on making a proclamation for this month, or if we were going to make any social media posts. And not only that, but looking forward to next year, because it's too late this year, but maybe reaching out to the Hispanic community here in Terre Haute to see if they want any type of programming that we could help them with in the future.
Well,
So,
Yeah.
go ahead, no, you're fine.
sorry. Well, I know there's going to be a Hispanic Heritage Month event at ISU for the Cultural Center. So if there was a way to reach out and support and cross promote some of those things, but also, I know there's some work being done, like at the like the Hoosier Hospitality meeting and things like that recently happened. So I don't know if there's a way to.
There was
Cross
the
those
Terre Haute like Fiesta event at Fairbanks
yes.
Park. They're not doing that anymore because of safety concerns.
Oh, could we went last? They're not doing it this year either.
Terre Haute's not the only community that's canceled their
Like
Fiesta events. I
as
think it
far
was.
as
I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
a
target.
a targeted event.
Yeah.
That,
Right.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Understood.
And a valid reason.
Yeah. So I mean, that had been in my mind. I was like, we gotta sponsor that next year. And I heard about that, I think like a month ago, that they had canceled that. It was around this time last year. But they had done performances at the
Yeah, it was
amphitheater,
great.
done some like Ballet Hispanico and, is that what it's called? And, just other, you know,
It's funny. coming to
Tabling,
California,
yeah.
It's like the Hispanic community obviously is huge. And there's so many things all the time. And then I come to Carolina, it's like, it's almost like they're invisible. You know, I mean,
On purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think-
it's on
Well,
purpose.
it's a stereotype community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there's any way, yeah, we can.
No,
Yes,
but,
some
but we,
Yeah.
certainly, you know, if there's like a specific, you know, proclamation you think we should do, I mean, Brandon is always, you know, we have to write that. We just write it and, he'll do that and no problem. And we can then post about that or
Yeah, that'll
something
be
else
cool,
on
yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, we do need to be thinking about those other like cultural and heritage
Yes.
groups that we're not, you know, representing in our current programming. So thank you, Uzziah.
Good idea.
He's also National Recovery Month.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot going on.
Give a shout out.
Yeah.
It's also
Yeah.
suicide prevention.
Suicide prevention.
Yeah.
Suicide prevention
Which-
awareness.
Yes, which they had a vigil here like last week at the
Yeah,
city.
we
Yeah.
lost a student who died by suicide. They're from Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Freshman student went home. Did it with her. So,
We had an uplifting story. Years ago, when I volunteered at Sugar Grove, I worked with a little boy, Noah, who died tragically in a car accident. And his parents, they went to Indy and they donated his heart to a young girl. And in People Magazine this month is an article, she's getting married. And she's invited his parents back, and they went to be at the wedding.
Oh.
So he wants them to marry up. Can't think of their last name. You know Jennifer Weeks.
Yeah.
It's her brother.
Wow.
So anyway, People Magazine was uplifting story.
Uplifting, are there any stories that we need uplifting?
And then I
Yeah.
have a favor, or we.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, keep going on statements from commissioners if
Okay.
there's any.
So, you know, my other hat is the Lindenwood Easterns Festival, which is happening the first weekend in October. And it's, contemporary music is our theme this year. We're excited about it because our dance students will actually get to perform at the ISU's Contemporary Music Festival, which is nationally recognized. It's a big deal. But we've started doing these craft activities just to give the kids, it's a pretty intense weekend. And so the contemporary activity is that they're going to imagine an instrument that no one's ever seen before. And then we're gonna have tons and tons of junk that they can build an instrument. And I need tons and tons of junk. And I will email you a list of things like, you know, plastic bottle caps or
There you go.
the little
Yarn.
yarn. Old craft materials, you know, jars to glass, lids to glass, I don't know glass, but the lids to jars. You know, if you're in your garage, you've got some
Oh,
bulbs or, I lose vocabulary, the little round flat things.
Washers.
Washers, or, I mean, I have a whole list of stuff,
Stuff.
rubber
List.
band stuff, I will email you. too.
I will be
And
about
you
for
can-
it next week, we always donation, you know, that's.
Yes.
So, that would be great, and I will come pick it up.
Alright.
The festival's the first weekend in October, you're all invited. There'll be a concert at Tilson Auditorium on Sunday evening. But, that's why I was at schools all day. The fourth and
junk
fifth is the
collection.
festival, and I'll send you an invitation. The final concert is in Tilson at 4 o'clock on Sunday. That's Sunday.
John.
Sandy needs John.
I feel really good. The Indiana
I
West
can make you out there.
closed, did things very differently this year. In each county, and we got 2 grants, per county. And we got one of them, so I'm very good.
Well, before some of you came in, I was
Yes.
selling stuff. But at Moonlight on the Wabash, not everything's sold. So I have if anybody likes Rick's Smokehouse, I have a $50 coupon that you can have for 20.
So I'll do that.
So
I have an interesting little sideline. Oh, my kids, it's like, oh, we're family love street, so they're right across the street. And he redid my kitchen bathroom because they used to be in
Dinner
really that
plans
business.
super, very good.
Yeah, yeah.
It tastes like a fruit.
Maybe it'll give you.
Yeah, well, at first I thought it was. I said, all right, sounds like
Okay,
okay.
I'll give that $5.
Any other statements?
Anything else? Are we good?
Anything, I'm sorry, I'm counting my fingers here.
Let's adjourn this puppy.
Is there anything else? No.
Nothing from the audience?
Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Someone said, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Carried not.
All right, well, in the live stream,
Yes.
we're in.
On to the next one.